Hello and welcome back. I wish right now that I was saying it's day 5 or even 6 or 7 or 8 or 9, but I actually lost all the video for the rest of the week there. So it's now a week has passed. I went back. I stayed up 8 days. I went back on Saturday. It was kind of rainy, and Sunday as well was forecasted to be a little bit rainy, so I ended up going home on Saturday, and the kids did come up. Actually, my oldest came up on Kalia. She came up on the day 5, which was the Wednesday, and is that true? Yes, Wednesday. And then Olivia and her boyfriend, they came up on the Thursday just for a day trip for a few hours. So yeah, we had a good visit. We did a little bit of exploring, did a little bit of stuff around, not too much though. And then Kalia left actually on Thursday night instead, because she had some tournaments and stuff to get to on the weekend, so it made more sense for her to go back Thursday instead of rushing out Friday morning and then having to hit the road again Friday afternoon to get out to a tournament. So yeah, so basically Friday I sort of went back to the end of the road and kind of continued and got some work done up there. So I did manage to reach the build site, so we'll take a walk over there and I'll kind of show you what I'm at, or where I'm at, and around the camp here. You see the dogs running around here as well. Do a quick intro. This is the crazy one is Rory, which I think has been in a few other videos, but not up here recently when I'm doing all this tractor work. And then the old girl Luna. It's a good girl, Luna. Not as into the chase game, but she's a border collie, so she's naturally into the herding aspect. So she'll play, but in a more of a I'll cut you off at the chase kind of way, not chase you around. So one update at the camp area here: the Callie and I stacked all the wood. So we brought this little unit here that I had brought up a little while ago. We sort of assembled it and moved basically that big pile over to here. So that was at least one major change that we made at the camp area. And then I guess the other thing that probably was missed is more updates on the beaver pond in the Great Valley. It's been rising quite a bit. So since I've been up here, I just got up here late last night actually. It was even a little bit after dark, so much later than I expected to be. So I haven't actually checked out anything yet, so I'll do that. Just finished my coffee there, so I'll do that now, and we'll go and check out the Great Valley and see how much higher the water's been raised by the beaver there. And then we'll take a walk out to the end of the road and show you kind of the latest to be able to wrap up this series. So I'll see you in a bit. All right, we're gonna go check on the local beaver dam here first at the camp. But another thing that me and Kalia did was throw some boards up on the ramp there, so now it's a little bit easier to get up. So that was the other thing we did around the camp here. Let's go check out, see what the state of the beaver dam is. From here, he's patched it up again pretty decently. Not much new the other end by the looks of it. So, anyway, I'll take a closer look at that, and then we'll head up to the Great Valley. So stay tuned. All right, we're about to enter Kalia's initial bunkie spot, which now is in question. Let's go check it out, see where the water is at. Okay. It does look like it's up a bit higher. Wow. That. Oh, and I think, get up on the big table here. I think I can see now where the beaver looks like he's making his lodge. That's pretty cool. I'm just gonna pull this table back. So yeah, from last time, you know, our initial plan was up here, build the bunkie. Of course, Rory doing her thing, just laying down in the water. But yeah, now this is kind of in a bit of question. My holes that sample holes are now full of water too. So it's definitely making it a bit more problematic to build here, given that the Roar? You okay? Come here. It's okay? Alright, let's go. Alright, so yeah, that's interesting. Nice, kind of crazy, but okay, so we're gonna go back through here, and we used to be able to walk along the edge there to get to the corner where the beaver dam is, but obviously we can't do that anymore under a few feet of water. But Callie and I last time also cleared ourselves sort of a makeshift path through the top here, just a little bit higher up. So we're now, it's not really a path per se yet, but we took down all the sticks that would poke you and get in the way. So it's at least, you know, you can walk it without being in the dense bush. Coming, Luna? This just gets us right over to the... Oh yeah, this whole area now is flooded. Still got a bit of an island here though. See, I set up the trail cam here too, so I'll see what kind of footage I got. But you can see it's sort of spilling over a lot of places now. One of the thoughts we had for Callie's spot is kind of up there, so that it's, you know, up away from the water level a bit, and then nice rocky edge there too. So, but yeah, this is actually quite deep there now, because that used to be all ground you could kind of walk on, and there was already a pretty deep pit there. So at this center part here, it's actually quite deep. You enjoying the water, Roar? But it does not look like he's quite done raising the water level yet either. So this little area here might also be flooded before too long. It's kind of unfortunate. I really like this little rock outcropping here. But anyway, okay, so what I'm gonna do now is we're gonna take a walk out to the end of the road. I'll wait till I get to the part where I stopped the last video, and then I'll give you a recap on what's going on there, a quick tour, and then we'll just kind of wrap it up at that point. So see you in a bit. One more quick update on my way there. I'm at the spot here that I kind of spent a day on Canada Day, actually, straightening up, and my drainage job seems to be working really well. This has always been full of water. Basically every single time I've been up here, it's always been full of water. So I built, you know, the little bit of a French drain kind of thing through here, and it seems to be allowing the water, found a path sort of through it and able to drain out. So that's great news. There's still definitely a few other wet spots where the water's still kind of collecting, and I need to build it up. But this is one area where I was I do want to fill that in eventually, and I was kind of worried about stagnant water under all the big rocks and stuff. So anyway, let's make our way out to the end here, and I'll just keep rolling for a minute longer here to go through this section. This is the other area that I did the patching on that day, and yeah, it seems to be holding up pretty well too. Still need to add a little bit more here and there, just low in a few spots, but this area right through here was kind of like the main trench, or the main problem. So all right, let's hike out to the end. All right, I'm out at the spot. This is where I came down the hill, and I do have to remove this tree and kind of try to straighten it out a bit. I don't like how it sort of turns and goes downhill here, but it's good enough for tractor side by side for now. So I'll deal with that later and kind of cut this bank out. But this is where I kind of stopped last time, and I managed to get this area in decent shape. So I spent I think it was all day Friday basically on this area, and I got kind of lucky. This big mound here that I thought I was gonna have to kind of go, you know, down and then up and over this thing before I got to the next part. So far it's just been all dirt, and so I've been able to kind of manipulate and move it around. It's not super packed over here yet, but the idea is this whole area, including maybe a bit more down there. I may end up moving these trees. I left them for now, but you know, maybe out to the birch trees there, kind of like level it all off in this area, and this will be kind of like where the parking is. So if there's, you know, multiple vehicles here, people kind of coming up, there's a place to put your vehicle that's not really in the way. And then the next day, this would have been, what was that, day 5 and 6 when the kids were here. So day 7 I did that, and then day 8, is that right? Maybe I started this on the same day. On day 7, got halfway up this way, and then sort of finished it off on day 8. But this went fairly smooth, except for, I think it was right about here, somewhere here, there was a really big boulder. It was sticking out of the ground just enough that it would be kind of a problem. I could have probably built up to go over top of it, but then it would have made the hill even steeper, and it just was kind of in the worst spot ever. It was too big to get up and out of the hole. But what I ended up doing is, the front of it, there was other rocks that I couldn't move, like other big rocks. But kind of luckily, to the very side of it, to the right of it, it was all kind of like sandy, you know, little rocks, like all these kind of like little rocks you see, like up there. Those kind of things. So I was able to, you know, dig out a big hole, and then I got the shovel out and kind of like, you know, dug out the underneath of the big rock a little bit on the edge, and then I was able to use the backhoe on the side by side to kind of like rock it this way, and it sort of clumped down into that hole, and it's sort of at the perfect level. It's just below the surface here, not too far, and then I was able to sort of flatten out over top of it. So I was super happy about that. That was sort of the biggest challenge, rock challenge right at the end, which would have been not great if I wasn't able to get up past it. But I did, and as you can see here, I also managed to do a little bit of clearing up here. So I basically just kind of scraped the top layer of compost and, you know, whatever the organics on top here were. Just kind of pushed most of it to the side for now. I might end up bringing the grapple out and kind of, you know, grabbing it and moving it around a bit. And I do need to go that way a bit more too, cleaning up. I didn't even clean up the trees that I kind of cut down there. And so you can see from here, this is basically the view now of the lake. So you can see how the water kind of starts to get deeper on this side at least. The other side looks like it's still a bit shallow with the weeds and stuff growing. And then it gets kind of deeper as you go that way. So I'll put a dock out, you know, probably right where those sticks are. There's a bit of a gully down on this side where you know, it sort of gently slopes down along there and then kind of goes out that way. So I've eventually put, you know, a pathway somewhere down here to sort of find your way, you know, from up here, sort of more gently slope down to there into that little bay where I'll clean that up, and that'll be kind of where the dock is, and you know, maybe any boats or that kind of thing. And then the trail, like the old skidder trail, does kind of continue up that way and goes even right up the hill. And I might someday want to attach that. There's another trail that, you know, I have right after the creek that goes up to the top as well, and they're not really connected, but they're close enough that I might connect them someday. But it's a little bit on the crown land at that point too, and not quite all on my property, so I might not do that. But anyway, so in terms of cottage location, that has not really been determined yet. Oh, and this maple here, I kind of caught that with the backhoe as I was moving things around and ended up wrecking it a bit. I was trying to leave some of these trees because I wasn't sure, but I may end up leaving this one if I can. I'll probably just take down those two little ones because they're kind of in the way, but I'll leave a lot of these bigger ones. But I'm not sure exactly where the cottage is going to go yet. I'm kind of thinking like it might be in over there, like back a bit into the hill a bit more, or you know, maybe just over here, kind of like using up this space a bit more. So a little bit TBD on actual location. I'm gonna have to get some feedback from wifey. She's gonna want to be part of that once we make a decision on location and that sort of thing. But there's a lot of clearing and cleaning and stuff to do up here anyway, before we really decide that. I want to take down a lot of the, you know, little trees that are just sort of obscuring the view. And in the fall, you actually get a really nice view of the area. With all the leaves gone, you can sort of see up the side of the mountain here too, because you can sort of see there's a giant rock outcropping there. There's a bunch farther up that you can't quite see through the leaves. And it'll also give me a sense of how many of these big trees do I think are at risk of falling and want to maybe deal with proactively instead of waiting for them to fall. And it depends too on the location of the cottage. If it's at a point where it looks like they're putting risk, then I'll probably want to take them down. But anyway, so it was a pretty major milestone. I was pretty stoked at the end of last week when I did finally get up here and got this spot a little bit cleared. A little bit disappointing that I lost all the footage. I didn't actually lose it. It's all still there on the card, and it looks like it's all the right size. But I've tried every method I could think of and every method I could research to try to recover it. And even the sites or the applications that do the recovery that cost money don't seem to be recovering it properly. It's like combining it with another image, like the very last image that I have on the stick there. So I don't know. I still have the footage, and you know, maybe someday I'll get it recovered. But it kind of feels like there's no point at this stage. It's you know, it's just gone. Anyway, it's just me on the tractor doing more moving of dirt around anyway. So it's not like it's anything exciting. And I have just a bunch of those videos getting over here anyway. So that part of the job is now over. Roughed in road to the build site, which is not only a milestone, but it's also, for me anyway, it's also a reality now, right? Up until that point, I wasn't sure how difficult that road was going to be, whether I'd run into some major issues with rocks or mountain kind of getting in the way that would kind of like either halt the project or require me to get some kind of a rock breaker or something to kind of make it through. So now that the road is roughed in, it's really just a matter of making it a bit wider, stabilizing it, that kind of stuff. So I'm more, not that I wasn't a believer already, although I don't think very many people were. Hopefully more people now will sort of see that there is a chance for this to happen, and I may actually do this thing. But my next step now is basically to reset. I got to go back to the very beginning of the road and start making it better, more drivable, and more passable for actual vehicles and trucks and stuff, and kind of work my way back towards this way. So I may do a little bit of that this weekend too, but we'll see. So anyway, this is going to wrap up the July week, which you know, was a week ago. I would have been heading home today, a week ago. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one. Bye for now.